Hello, my name is Christian Rodriguez, and I did my internship at Columbia State Community College. We'll go ahead and jump right into these questions. Based on your observations, what are the company's strengths and weaknesses? I think Columbia State's biggest strength is their performance. And what I mean by their performance is their retention and their job placement and their degrees and certificates awarded. Anything that falls under that category, I think that's one of their biggest strengths. I mean, just recently in 2019, they won the Aspen Prize, and they were one of the top 150 community colleges in the country. So that's a great achievement that they received. The Aspen Prize is the nation's signature recognition of high achievement and performance in all community colleges. So that's just a great thing that they have received. And the numbers don't lie. In 2019, they had more than 6,000 students enrolled and 1,200 dual enrollment students. So those are great numbers for a community college. And they also awarded 948 degrees last year. So that's also a great thing for the job force for America's youth and everything. So very happy for them in that achievement. As far as their weaknesses, I don't feel like I'm able to speak on that right now, as I didn't spend much time in that role. I didn't see anything while I was there, so maybe if I would have spent more time, I would have seen some more. But as far as right now, I didn't no weaknesses. What are your strengths and weaknesses? I want to say that one of my biggest strengths is my work ethic, my willingness to just hop in, do anything that's needed to help out. I'm not above doing the smallest task. I don't mind it. I like to do anything and anything that's given to me. The harder the better because it helps me learn. If it's easy, you don't really learn as much. So, my weakness is probably going to be not asking for help soon enough. I tend to want to accomplish the tasks on my own, and that always sometimes backfire and makes tasks last much longer than they should. So I try to work on that. Just recently, actually, in this internship, I had an incident where I just tried to figure it out myself, and it didn't work out. I just was wasting too much time, and by the time I contacted my coworker and they gave me the solution, it was such a simple solution that I was able to just knock out like 2 labs in the time that it took me to just waste almost half a day trying to figure it out. So sometimes it's better to ask for help than to just try to figure it out. What was your biggest challenge during the internship? I guess my biggest challenge would probably be what everyone's was, which was the coronavirus. No, I guess nobody really knew what was going on, and didn't know what was about to happen, so it was kind of hectic there at the beginning. But Columbia State they did a great job just right off the bat. As soon as we started hearing rumblings of maybe they were closing, we started to clean. They actually had me clean all the labs, deep clean them all, and then just lock them up so that nobody could go in there. And then because we didn't know where we were going, and then they eventually just closed the doors. So unfortunately, that brought my internship to a halt. So I wish I could have kept going. I know that I would have learned a lot more working there, but yeah, we'll go on to the next question. All right, what skills do you wish you had acquired before beginning this internship that would have made it easier for you to complete assigned tasks? Uh, Before I began this internship, I didn't really know much about IT. I'm very new, didn't only knew what I learned in school. This is a new thing for me. So I do wish I had a little more computer system knowledge or some coding knowledge. That would have allowed me the opportunity to do a little more complex tasks. I know that my coworker, he was always having to just work on different things, and he wasn't able really to assign me to any of those because I didn't have the knowledge needed, or I had never really messed with any of that kind of stuff. So uh, I do wish I could have had a little more experience there, so I could have helped out more. But I'm glad for the opportunity that I had to learn what I did in the amount of time that I had. Let's see here. How were you able to apply classroom knowledge to your internship experience? While I hadn't had the opportunity to get like hands-on training on all of my stuff that I'd learned, I have been able to see a little bit that I learned in school. Let's see here. One thing that has really helped me was my like communication skills, I guess. Before this, well, not even before this, almost always, I've been a little more on the introverted side. So dealing with people has always been not really an issue. I just didn't want to. I guess if somebody else can do it, that's fine with me. But um, just last semester, I had a communications course that kind of helped me break out of that shell. Be a little more extroverted, I guess. So that did help me this semester, as it was just me and one other coworker, and I didn't really have. I couldn't really hide behind him or anything, have him do all the talking. So I kind of had to like break out of my shell and talk a lot more and deal with a lot more people. So I feel like that helped out a lot. Um, let's see. Teamwork is another skill that I feel helped out a lot from the classroom. I know that teachers always like to pair students up, and that was always my worst. I hated doing that kind of stuff, but I know that they were teaching us other things so that whenever we got into the workforce, it was a lot easier to work with people. Because, like I stated earlier, you can't do everything yourself. You're always going to need some help. So it's better to be able to work with a team and be able to coordinate with other people on projects and different tasks. Let's see here. How can you or other interns utilize this experience when re-entering the classroom or work space? As I stated above, I never worked in the IT department, so I think it has definitely prepared me for an entry-level job at least until I finish my degree, I guess. In the classroom aspect, I guess I got a better understanding of like computers and like computer systems. I know that I made the right choice in choosing this career. Even working now in just this help desk job, it's really shown me that I kind of like this career, and I like working with computers, and I like working with computer systems, and anything that has to do with that. It's just I don't know. I guess it's just like not really a new hobby, but it's just like a new interest. So I just want to keep learning and learning and learning. So um, yeah, I think this internship would be great for anyone that's trying to enter into the IT world. Just like me, I didn't have much experience, so I didn't really know what I was getting into, and I tried to get an internship with another company doing what I was going to do, cybersecurity, and they all said the same thing, that I needed more work experience, or I needed to do like help desk or something like that. So I am glad that I was able to join the company here and work in that, kind of get a little bit of experience in that, so that I can maybe try to get another entry level help desk job if I can. Um, let's see. What characteristics would the ideal intern possess to excel at this? I think the ideal intern would need to have some moderate computer skills, maybe some coding knowledge. That would probably help out a lot because, like I said earlier, I don't have much experience. So when my coworker probably needed some help, and I wish I could have helped him, somebody with more experience would be able to actually help out and not be such a not really a burden, I would say, but just someone that can't really help out. The ideal candidate would also need to possess the ability to just like think outside the box and like figure things out on their own. This is not one of those jobs where it's just like, oh, everything, here's the answer to it. A lot of stuff, it's like trial and error. You just got to keep trying something new until it works. And then once you figure it out, you figure it out. So um, you would need somebody that can just like work on things like that and be able to work on their own and also work with a team, because while I didn't have much team stuff this internship, I was mainly on my own. A lot of other internships have more teamwork stuff involved, so it's better to have somebody that can work with a team and be able to coordinate with them and everything. How has this internship solidified or changed your career? Um, I would say that it has probably solidified it, even though this was not the internship that I wanted. It was still one that really helps me learn, and I think it prepared me for my next steps as I try to get another entry level job. Um, or maybe I'll try to get a cybersecurity job. I'm not sure yet. Now that I have a little bit of experience, but I would like to get a little more before before I try to get hired on somewhere else. I'm very grateful for the opportunity that Columbia State gave me to join them. I know that they had many different options and they didn't have to go with me, so I feel like I learned a lot, and I wish I could have learned a lot more. It just sucks that the coronavirus had to, I guess, bring it all to a halt because I was really starting to enjoy what I was doing there. And I was really enjoying the people I was working with. So overall, it's been a great experience, and I'm glad that I was able to join them and their team and help them for however much help I could give them, at least. And I hope everyone else had a good semester and a good internship, and I wish you luck in the future. Thanks.